In the red corner, he is 5 feet, 10 inches tall, weighing in at 167 pounds. A submission fighter from British Columbia in Canada. Please welcome John Alessio. And in the blue corner, he is 5 feet, 11 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. A Kenpo stylist from Tucson, Arizona. Please welcome our returning division champion, David the Beast.
All right, we go to our next lightweight matchup. David the Beast, returning lightweight champion from our previous matchups. Very tough individual. And John Alessio. From this angle, it's hard to tell them apart, although I can tell you that David is on the right and John is on the left. But both the shaved head, I guess you have to keep track of the shoes. John Alessio wearing the black shoes at this point. Both fighters coming with the tremendous punches. Much, much quicker action than we've seen so far. Lightweight fighters have a tendency to be quite a bit quicker. Both measuring good punches, good kicks, trying to find their distance.
Alessio good at evading the attacks of David the Beast at this point.
Definitely. And David a very good grappler in his own right, so I think he's going to look for an opportunity to take Alessio down on the ground or try to apply a submission and see what he can get. Maybe a choke, maybe an armbar, maybe a knee bar. Who knows what he's going to do.
Although David's Kenpo background will make him effective standing up fighting too.
Definitely. John Alessio, I don't know quite as much about him. Certainly in tremendous physical shape, tying up right now, throwing some knees in, and making the Beast work for anything he wants to get.
Ooh, a right knee to the body of Alessio.
And right now David is behind Alessio. He's going to pick him up. He's going to try and get him on the ground, see if he can take an advantage position. Could almost go for choke right now, but instead he's going to just start winging those rights into the head. This kind of situation is reminiscent of what we saw in the UFC with David Abbott fighting Hugo Duarte, where he just had him up against the fence and pounded his head and pounded it, but he's going to give up. He's not going to keep on going. The Tank was able to win that fight by referee stoppage, but ooh, now David's underneath in a very peculiar position. He's got to get out of there somehow. Bringing the legs underneath, going to try and pry the head up maybe. Hard to say. The Beast retains his composure even though he is on the bottom. A very cool, calm, and collected fighter. He's got a guard on now. He's got the legs through on both sides, just the knee on the right side, but that's enough to try to control the body. Control the body weight. Got to get his head away from that fence so he doesn't get smashed against it, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Right heels to the back of Alessio by the Beast.
And
trying to loosen him up a little bit.
Both fighters stopping and
palm
measuring,
strikes.
Waiting a bit. Harris still throwing some strikes, still trying to maneuver. Alessio not doing much at this point. And again, Harris on the bottom.
Alessio trying to push Harris's head up against the fence to get him into a position of submission there.
But Harris has been around long enough that he's not going to fall for that, or he's not going to let that happen. He gets his back up against the fence to raise his head off the ground, so the pressure is not on the head, crunching the neck. And now, actually, he seems to be getting up and applying a little bit of pressure. He's back on his feet, in position to throw some knees if he were to do so. And so he's just going to punch to the back.
Some hammer hands to the back of Alessio by Harris. And he's got a choke on, Harris does on Alessio.
Indeed he does. It looks like a possible guillotine. He's got that snuck through. A good angle right now to see that arm underneath the neck. He's lifting the body. He has it in the right position, but he gives it up. He goes and knees to the head. Alessio says, no thank you, and gets the heck out of there.
Now they're reset. And a left front kick by Harris, but he's hanging on to the fence.
Got the double legs picked up, fall to the ground, land in the guard. A good bionic attempt by John Alessio, but Harris knows how to land. And the Beast
has another choke on.
Has another choke. Oh, and he lets go. It's so difficult from the bottom to try and get a guillotine on from there. You have your arms in such an awkward position that if they can pull their head back away from you at all, it makes it super hard to keep that kind of overarm grip on. So tough to get. Both fighters punching to the head at this point. Open palm strikes only.
Effective heel work by Harris on the back of Alessio. That has to have some effect on his resolve and his endurance.
Alessio's wind, his energy, and his desire to just stay there and do nothing, because if he's going to take a pounding, he's going to want to move. Fighters, again, being pushed into the fence. Harris's head against the fence, doesn't like that, wants none of it. He's got to try and move himself, try and get those legs through and create some distance, create some space for him to work.
Right now, Alessio trying to figure out what to do against Harris, because Harris's attack is multifaceted.
He's attacking from the bottom. And looks like referee's going to restart the match. Mr. Peretti, very quick to restart a fight if he doesn't feel that both fighters are really giving it their best on the ground. He loves to restart it to give them a chance to fight on. So that's what we're going to do. Both fighters back on their feet. Tough to say who's looking better at this point, although Harris does get behind and
delivering right knees to the head.
Now he's got almost side control. Alessio trying to get the guard on, or was trying to, but now he's given up on that, and Harris has full side control. His arms firmly wrapped around the body of Mr. Alessio. John's got to get moving, got to try and sneak that left leg through there to reestablish a guard position, or if he can roll him over, that works too. But right now he's just holding on, trying to make sure that he doesn't get pummeled from above.
Which he is getting right hand palm strikes from David.
Yeah, those hands to the face are just going to apply pressure, pushing the head down, forearm into the throat, maybe a little bit. There we go. And Alessio says no thanks.
Yeah, Alessio is savvy enough to get out of that.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like he's going for an arm lock right now, trying to push that hand down to the ground, but it's not going to happen either. So going mounted, and they get the roll. Now this happens a lot when you're trying to get mounted. Raise that leg up too high. The guy on the bottom feels the shift in weight and able to go with it. That's all right. Harris has been on the bottom before. He establishes a guard very quickly. That's the difference between these two. When Harris is on the bottom, he's in the guard. He's defending himself. When Alessio has been on the bottom, he's just been on the bottom.
And Harris continually, ruthlessly applying pressure with his heels and palm strikes. Even though Alessio is on top, it's not much of an advantage for Alessio.
Going back for an ankle lock of some sort, but he's grabbing the leg too high, and now Harris is on top. Harris able to wail away on the head a bit, try to end the matchup. But again, Harris's specialty has always been submission, so I think that's what he usually looks for. He tries to use those strikes to the head, strikes to the body as a setup for having his opponent turn his back or turn into an awkward position where he can apply a submission. Ooh, a good bridge attempt. Very high, but didn't quite get it. See, Dave is able to stay in the control position right now. Even though he's inside Alessio's guard, Alessio doesn't seem to be doing a lot with the guard. He's just holding him there, which can be safe if you need to rest. It can be safe if you need to try to set something up. But in this situation, I think that Alessio would be better if he was actually working it and trying to apply something.
A lot of it is that David the Beast has an aggressive, relentless, multi-level attack. Alessio's just trying to protect himself at this point.
Yeah, without a doubt. Harris has an opportunity to get to the back of Alessio once again. He's been there before.
Right knee by Harris to the head of Alessio.
Slaps, punches to the head. He says, hey, you're going to lay there? I'm going to pound you. You better give up, better do something.
Strikes high and low by
shooting
Harris.
For one leg. Harris kind of on the side, going to the back. He may actually be able to take the back of Alessio. Good news
to get
for
his
Harris.
hooks.
Oh, falling forward. Actually, no, he pulls him with him. Harris is on Alessio's back. He looks like he has the rear naked choke in there. If he can secure it, and
yes,
that's it.
that
He
was the
taps
tap.
out. David Harris, once again, our lightweight winner.
Ladies and gentlemen,